Hey guys, my name is Ben. I'm one of the executive sous chefs here at Tröegs Brewing Company. We've been open for the last few weeks doing curbside pickup. One of our best-selling make-at-home kits has been our pizza kit. So just figured we'd walk you through the simple steps of being able to make one of those at your house. So let's start with our sourdough. It is a sourdough that is made with our starter that we've been feeding for over 7 years now. The dough does come frozen, so the first thing you're going to want to do when you get home is you're going to want to take it out of the box and either let it sit on your counter for 2 hours until it's thawed out, or leave it in your fridge overnight wrapped up. Next thing you want to do after you get your dough out of the refrigerator is turn your oven on and set it to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. A little flour on your work surface. Let's get a little bit in my hand, sprinkle it over top, and now we have our dough. I'm going to keep it as round as possible. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to stretch the dough. There's a lot of different ways to stretch dough. And since it's a sourdough, this is a lot more forgiving. So basically you aren't going to screw this up. You can do this. So now this is the top side. You're always going to have this as your top. I flip it over, and now the bottom is on the top. And I pull it out. And the opposite side, we're pulling it the opposite way, 90 degrees, just turn it 90 degrees. And then you have almost round. So now that you have your dough stretched out, and you have a pizza peel, just want to get that floured up a little bit. You want your dough stretched out to be about 12 inches. That's what we do here at Tröegs. So we give you guys about 4 ounces of sauce. We don't use that much on our pizzas here, but you know, it's kind of personal preference. If you use too much, you might get a little soggy bottom. That's not always sought after, but I usually put about 3 ounces on. Just use a spoon, spread it out evenly. And then, you know, you just use the back of the spoon, lay it flat, and you can just move it around. You want to keep a crust on there, so don't spread it all the way to the edge. I want a crust of about 1 inch. Next thing is I use a little bit of the shredded mozzarella. This is a low moisture mozzarella, so it's not going to make it super wet. And now that we have that cheese on there, we're going to use our portioned out mozzarella from Caputo Brothers. We pull it, every day fresh for the pizzas upstairs in the tasting loft. This is really top-notch stuff, seriously. I break it into about 1 inch portions, evenly spread it around the pizza. And this is one that I don't use all of it. I save a little bit for myself and I eat it. It's really good. And that's your pizza. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put it in the oven. What you're looking for is a nice golden crust. Some bubbles are definitely good. Char is a good thing. So your oven should be set to 450. You bake it for about 15 minutes. So now that your pizza's out of the oven, you got your perpetual cracked open. You wanna cut this. You can cut it hot. Definitely don't have to wait for it. You might just burn your mouth a little bit, but I usually just get on the edge, go straight through, cut it, make sure you got through the pizza. And then right at the end, we do have a little bit of finishing cheese to go on there. It's a aged cheddar from Clover Creek. So I usually just take a little bit of that, sprinkle it around top. It'll give it a nice lactic burst, saltiness, funkiness, just really accentuate all the flavor from the pizza. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in, and check out all the beer and food that we have available over at troegs.com/curbside. And enjoy your pizza, and cheers. Need some pizza.